Are we streaming now too? Oh, dang, I'm on TV. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Hello, hello. Thank you all for joining us here at the closing ceremony for CactusCon 10. Thank you for coming. As kind of indicated by the name here, this is our 10th iteration of CactusCon. We started as a B-Sides Phoenix, and we have grown this event a little bit over 10 years. It's in terms of total time, we kind of switched between summers or winters type of thing, and so 10 years approximately. This event is obviously near and dear to my heart. This is something we created for the community. And we're just really thankful we could do it, especially at a time like this with the pandemic. It's just been a crazy year. You guys have all been champions helping make this happen. And so kind of first off, thank you all for being here, and thank you all for your willingness to kind of struggle through or work through our COVID policies and support us on this. I really do appreciate that. So thank you for being here. As a bit of a logistical piece, just to kind of get things sort of started. We have a bunch of giveaways, so we're kind of got some items here that we're giving out only to people here in person. If you've come in through that door, you should have got a ticket from the people in the back. And we're going to do some giveaways at the end, and you're going to look for my wife, who is somewhere here. Where's my wife, Christine? See the hand raised? That's her. If it is your ticket. If it's your ticket, go look for her. Afterwards, we have giveaways. We have some books, specifically some actually signed books by Alan Liska's ransomware book that just came out. We have some stuff from Offensive Security, so like a 60-day voucher, and some stuff from SANS as a Net Wars, and there's like another book. So we do want to give these out. This is part of what the in-kind sponsors are really about, is helping put together opportunities like this for people. So stay tuned. You too can win cash prizes at an event like this. This conference can't happen without volunteers. I know people look at me like I've done a lot, but I can tell you, especially this year, I've done almost nothing. I'm very proud of myself for that. I founded the event 10 years ago, and I've spent my dues as lead organizer and kind of pretty face, and then I got older, and so now it's a less pretty face. Last couple of years, Ryan Chapman has stepped up, and he's been our primary organizer, but due to just a family life situation that is unfortunate, and I hope he's working through that. Ryan couldn't be here today, and so this is why I'm here doing closing ceremony, kind of last minute, putting this all together. Otherwise, you would be talking to Ryan about all of this. So first off, a special thanks to him, because without that leadership, this is a reflection of his work. I told him when he took over the job that the good news is by the time you get to this point, it's going to happen one way or the other, right? So there's no point in freaking out, and your job is almost to like try to hold on to the steering wheel a little bit to make sure everything doesn't fall off. And for the folks who know, we've had a handful of incidents that have come up this year, and I think we've done a pretty good job of navigating them. But again, thank you to Ryan. I'm really, really thankful for the work that he's done. Alex in the back, he's going to come up and talk in a minute. He is the gentleman behind all of the Discord, all the streaming, all the video. Like, this guy's one-stop shop for everything. He's been doing so much behind the scenes to make this happen. So if you're listening in digitally and you've been in Discord and you've been doing any of the interactions with all of that, that's all been Alex and his work. In fact, a lot of the art as well for this year and the way that we've done slides and put this together, that's been all Alex too. So the work from him has been phenomenal, and so special thanks to Alex for that. Jamie, who was just up here, I think actually also with Alex, has been managing all of our talks and submissions and working on the board to review all of those. So if you've been a speaker here, you've been a part of what we've done, Jamie has been a big part of reviewing that and leading it, which is a huge effort all on its own, right? I think a lot of people don't sort of give that credit, but if you were here for this last talk with the panel, you kind of got to see a little bit about the behind-the-scenes pieces that Jamie and her team kind of goes through to pick what that means to be a high-quality talk here within the conference. Haley here in the front has been awesome for all things digital media. So if you like the fact that the CactusCon account actually is active for more than like 5 minutes in a year, thank you to Haley. Like everything digital and everything online has been Haley. When we started, there was only three. We had a pretty big team, but it was about three of us trying to do almost all the same things that these teams have been doing. And so you kind of pick and choose your battles, but having someone who can be more of a community outreach, media relations, and building that presence for us, honestly, I think it's been fantastic, and so special thanks to her. Skylar, Jessica, and myself, we sit on the board. Skylar in the back, Jessica is dialing in from sunny San Francisco, and I, of course, am here. We sit on the board. We were all a part of the original group who had the crazy idea to put this conference together. Skylar's still active within the art scene, so if you like the 2022 art, this is all a brainchild of Skylar. In fact, every single year, Skylar leads up the effort of finding the next great artist and the next great theme for what we're doing. And so if you love it, and I think it's awesome, you could definitely thank Skylar for all that. Jessica manages some of our online pieces as well, specifically around Eventbrite and the ticketing and making sure registration and all that kind of happens at a digital level. She's obviously working from San Francisco for this. Mike is here. Raise your hand, Mike. Where are you, buddy? Mike, there you go. Mike handles all day of operations. So the last 2 days and managing all of the stuff that just needs to happen, I could tell you is one of the most stressful jobs there is to have in the conference. So all the volunteers between him and his brother Matt have really been managed, organized, and handled it from there. So special thanks, obviously, to Mike and Matt for all the work that they do. It's a lot, running the rooms, making sure the talks are going on time, making sure the speakers have what they need, making sure all the registration, the whole kibbles and bits. I mean, it's a lot, right? They also run the villages. So if you've been to any of the villages this year, this is a group that manages and organizes that between the two of them. And so it's just, again, it takes a community to run this event. That's why I want to walk you through and see like all the people behind the scenes who've kind of made that happen. Eric Oss, I don't know if he's still here. Maybe Eric. He helped design the badges, and he's been a big part of badge stuff for the last several years here within CactusCon. As I mentioned before, we had a hardware badge for this year. I don't know if you can see it here on my shiny. It was prototyped out. We know what we want to do. When we went to go order parts, it was like a year wait time because of chip shortage. Everything we wanted to get was just gone. And so the good news is there's no risk in not getting a badge for next year. I think we already know what we're doing, so we've got that designed. So I think for the first time since I've ever been at CactusCon, we're ahead on badges. So congratulations us. So that's cool, and that in itself is like, it's such a genius thing. The badges for the people who haven't ever had one of these, they're like fully functional electronic boards that do something, and we try to make them interesting and compelling that even during the event, you can actually go. We have a heatsink who we partner with, which is where Eric is a part of, and his kind of crew, they come out and they actually show you how to build these badges. So if you don't know anything about hardware hacking, if you don't know anything about this type of tech and things of this sort, that's okay, you don't have to. We've actually had a whole village for almost every single year helping design and build and create these pieces. One year we had a passive reconnaissance network tap that you could plug in and pull stuff right off the wire. I mean, a couple of years we've had cool digital communication types of things, and every year they come up with something, and it's great. So that's kind of the core team right behind the scenes. On top of that, we have villages, right? So villages, these take individuals who have kind of their own teams and manage specialty pieces. So if you went to the Lockpick Village, a special thanks to Drew. I know I saw you sneak in here somewhere. Drew and his team put together Lockpick for this year. So thanks to you, Drew. Phil is handling the ham radio stuff, and Phil is a part of the core team. He's been a part for a long time, but I don't want to list him twice, but Phil's been a part of this since the beginning. He came in, I've heard a lot of people playing with ham, and they've got cool ideas for coming in next year where they want to kind of take that to the next level and have this as a permanent village here at CactusCon. Thank you to Rachel. Rachel ran the Career Village. We keep changing the name of it. What is it now? Interview Village? Career Village?
The sponsors are all hiring.
So it's a hiring village,
No,
but not.
it's not a
It's a career hire. So it's a career village, but not hiring. It's a hiring. It's all very clear. So I think it's a big opportunity. I think it's great. I know a lot of people who come to CactusCon, even the way that we designed it from the beginning was to give people their first sort of foothold into this industry. That's what we wanted to do with it. And so we knew, Arizona at the time, and we had 100 people show up to the first B-Sides, the first CactusCon. And we knew that we needed to help people find a way to get access to this information. And part of it is about job building and career building and the skill building that goes into it. So always been a big fan of that as something we can do. And I'm just thankful that Rachel was here to run that village this year as well. Barrett, somewhere in here also, here on the side, Barrett ran the Capture the Flag for this year, both in person and online. He's got a team of people behind them. They're going to come up. You'll get to talk with them in a little bit. But Barrett's team is just awesome, and the work they've done is awesome. We actually started having a CTF here because Joe DeMessi, who's not here, had another conference where he created a CTF, and he loved the CTF. He didn't love building a conference, and I said, I got a room I could stick you in, and I'll manage everything else. And we've had a CTF ever since then, since I think actually the second year we did CactusCon. So I'm excited that we've been able to continue to push that forward and continue to run Capture the Flags here. It's been cool. We had a lot of volunteer leads this year. So Russ handled all of registration. If you were here at all this year, Russ has been a longtime fan of CactusCon. I always like to tell the story about Russ just real briefly. I met him on a drunken tirade in Las Vegas during DEF CON. We were trying to get back to hotels from somewhere. I don't even remember from where. And I remember getting in just a shared taxi, and I was telling him about this conference, and he was like, yeah, I'm going to come to your conference. I'm going to be a part of it. And in my head, I was like, I'm never seeing this dude ever again in my whole life. I'm like, sure, buddy. I believe you. And I kid you not, he showed up the next year, and he showed up every year since then, and now he runs our registration. So what a crazy story. So Russ has been, did you fly here this year by yourself? No.
Just commercial,
yeah. Last year you flew here, though, just 2 years ago.
This year I was planning to.
Yeah. Russ, literally in his own, plane, he, I don't know. That's commitment. I didn't even want to drive here. I got a hotel room, and I was like, I'm going to walk. So that's something. Emilio, I don't know Emilio, but he stepped up in a big way this year. Emilio, hi Emilio. We had a last minute change in terms of monitoring the rooms and making sure the talks kind of went off, and Emilio stepped up and ran all that, and so we wanted to call that out. Tim has been a long-time runner here and volunteer at CactusCon. Runners just literally run things and make sure everything is happening that needs to happen. When you have an event this big, I'm sure you probably get tired walking from place to place. And in the same way, if we have to move stuff, back and forth throughout the event, these guys have done an awesome job making sure that that works and we can get that working there too. Behind the scenes, Brandon P. and Jason and Kaylin have been helping with all the stuff online for Discord here in the building. So we have the Discord stuff. Last year we had everything digital, so we pre-recorded, I think, all of the talks, and then we had live Q&A for everybody behind the scenes, and there was a team behind it that writing automation and bots and getting Discord working. This year, because of a hybrid nature, we were both streaming things into the conference and then out of the conference back out to people in Discord, all kind of at the same time. And so the team behind it, they actually had members in each room making sure that that was functioning and working and managed correctly across each group. And they did a phenomenal job. I can't speak for the folks online, but as far as I've heard, maybe a handful of small problems, but they've worked through all of them, and they worked through all of them really fast. And so that experience is a big deal for us as a conference, and I wanted to call that out specifically. Last but not least, I want to thank the volunteers. So all the folks here in aqua color, green, we'll go with that, aqua green. It's heathered teal. Sure, we'll go with that. Like I said, it takes a village, and some of it happens before the event happens, and a lot of it happens while we're here. And so with that, I know I've gone through all these people, but a round of applause to all of them. I mean, honestly. You know, I just realized that the woman telling me I need to hurry up in the back, I didn't actually mention her name, but she is the magic that makes this all happen. Literally, and you could ask any one of the other organizers and key people here that if you want to attribute the success of CactusCon, it's surely not me, but it's my wife in the back there, Christine. So. With that, I'll hurry up. Jeez, pushing me. Yeah. Okay, thanks to speakers, of course. We had a lot of speakers come in this year. We had 3 tracks that went over the two days. We had workshops. We had just a plethora of things for you to be a part of. But a special thanks to our keynotes, Mary and Charles. I didn't know how to say her name, but then she called me and she's like, "Hey, it's Mary," and I was like, "Yes, I got it." And so thank you to all of them for jumping in and helping out with this. We always try to bring in the best in the industry, and I think we've done another great job this year bringing in 2 of the brightest. So if you were part of those talks, I got to listen to them both. They sounded fantastic. The team is fantastic, and a special thanks to them for kind of coming out here and being a part of that as well. Next slide. Event partners. So as I said before, like a million times, this is a community-run event. We're trying to get everything together, and this doesn't happen without our partners. Our partners are more than just people who give us money. They're people who actually have contributed and jumped into the conference in some kind of way, shape, and form and actually help make this happen. Like this conference, you'll see as we get to money, it just doesn't happen without the support of the local community in both directions, right? And so special thanks to all of them, Booz Allen, Early Warning Zell, and New Genesis Solutions, and then, of course, SANS. This conference is awesome, and I'm just so thankful to have you all here. Before we give them an applause, I know Booz Allen actually has a, there we go, Booz Allen has a raffle to give away a prize for. So why don't you come up here and let's give that prize away. And give them applause. Don't die on the chairs.
All right. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for CactusCon for having us come out, and I appreciate seeing everybody come out by the table. It was great to see everybody in person. I know the last couple of years have been a little challenging. So we have Apple AirPods here, and the winner was Vish Anand. So Vish, do I see a hand somewhere? All right. All right, thanks everyone. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
You're gonna have to pull another ticket. He's my partner, but he had to leave. Okay, we'll call him. You guys can.
Awesome. And then also I wanted to invite Andy Jordan from New Genesis Solutions up here just to talk a little bit about his company and his experience and things of that sort. So give Andy applause here as well. Andy,
Yeah, I get it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, again, this conference is a community, and this is why it's important for me to be a partner of it. Like, I have grown in my security career because of this conference, and so this is me wanting to be part and to give back for it. And I will continue to be here for as long as I'm ever able to be here because it's important, and I think there's so much to it. So Andrew did a fantastic job thanking everybody here, but that's really all I wanted to do. I don't want to talk about New Genesis. I want to kind of celebrate the relationships that we have here that continue to grow and that continue to invest in this. So thank you.
Thank you. We also have a handful of gold sponsors. Sponsors are, no less people that we love. Of course, we want to take care of everyone who takes care of us. Some of the sponsors, like I said, have been here from the beginning. Bishop Fox has been a big part of CactusCon from literally the first B-Sides Phoenix. Stack and Lou gave us, a little bit to help make that happen. PayPal has been a long-term provider and supporter of this event, and then Axon has been a repeat as well. And we got a lot of new folks. Bechtel's here. They've come back and forth a couple times. Red Canary, SecureWorks, BlackBerry, and of course Amazon. And I want to know who won that super dope neon cactus thing. You won that? Damn, you're so lucky, dude. I saw that and I was like, I want to give you my personal information. Please choose me. That's cool. So Anyways, special thanks to all of our sponsors. Like I said, this conference is a big deal. Equally, we ask every year, again, this is a free conference. Nobody has to pay to come here. And it's through sort of donations, financial support of both like people like who have companies, but individuals who have actually stepped up. So this is a list of literally every community sponsor who's joined us here this year. Just random people who help donate money to the conference. Even $5 makes a big difference. And for the person who gave us $1, thank you very much for that as well. So thank you, everybody. Next on my list of thank yous, I'd like to thank the Delta for our very first year here at the Delta last minute. As you can tell, the Delta is amazing, as one can tell. No, we've been at the Mesa Convention Center for a long time now, and in my mind, this is sort of going to be home for a lot longer. We had some circumstances which we're not going to get into now or here, but with a little bit of alcohol, I could probably tell you more about it. And with that, the Delta actually stepped up and helped us as becoming the new official headquarters of CactusCon this year for the last 24 hours. So thank you both to Mesa. Thank you to the Delta. And I will say, because I'm sure there's a whole group of them hiding in the background, but these guys here from the AV company, absolute amazing. Every problem we've ever had with AV, like they solve it. They've been here working just as hard, if not harder, than anybody else in terms of the team. So I want to especially call out the AV guys and give them a round of applause, because like absolutely amazing. Literally wouldn't happen without you guys, like seriously. So in terms of some statistics, we had a little bit over 500 people here over the last 2 days, which is actually really exciting in the middle of a pandemic. You know, you never know how this will play out. I'm excited that we had this many people willing to kind of work together in a safe way to do this. We had about 360-ish people the first day, and then we had, I'm guessing, about 200 or so people a little bit this day, right? And between kind of those two, adding in the volunteers, we get to a little bit over 500 in total attendance in person. But online, we had 785 people jump online to be a part of this, which means this conference is coming in just shy of about 1,300 people, which is like almost the exact same numbers we've seen the last couple of years, which is, like I said, absolutely amazing that people would want to be a part of it and continue to support it as we grow and develop this as a community. So thank you for everybody who's here. We had a little bit over 7,000 messages on Discord, so a lot of interaction. I think when people think digital conference, they just feel like I'm gonna look at videos online and then like, you know, trash talk on like some channel, but like no, the people are interacting. There's a live Q&A process. There's interaction with the audience here, and like that technology and their ability to do the hybrid that way is amazing. And you can see that there's been a lot of interaction digitally just as much as there has been here in person. And I think that's awesome. So definitely thanks to all the folks who are dialed in at home listening into this. We had 43 help messages, but I believe one of them was a test message. So we're going to go with officially 42 text help messages. So if you were here last year, this year is the answer to last year's problems, I guess. So with that, what I want to invite up is the Capture the Flag team. And they're going to give away their stuff and talk a little bit about the Capture the Flag for this year. So round of applause for these guys.
Hey everybody, I'm Pone EIP. This is Juicy K, NOP researcher, and Mike who hacks things. We just wanted to come up. We were able to give out a lot of prizes thanks to our sponsors. We had quite a few players online, quite a bit in the other room playing in person. We wanted to have a little bit of that in-person element with a scavenger hunt and a few things. So we got a few pictures, prizes to give out, and then also announce who the winners are. So we had a little bit of a fox hunt. We called it a Bishop fox hunt. We had 2 Wi-Fi adapters. I saw somebody walking around with a huge antenna. I hope you found the 2 APs that we had out there. We just snuck them, one in the bush here and then one underneath the vending machine. We had this really cool Rubik's Cube challenge. If you didn't see that, Mike created that. We had a QR code, and you had a scrambled up Rubik's Cube that you had to solve, and then once you solved it, you would know what blocks on the QR code to color in, and then it would scan to be a flag. That one's pretty cool. We had Juicy here did this QR code sort of like 10-stage scavenger hunt. We had them all over the area here. Some riddles. It was all based off of the Matrix theme. Hopefully some of you had a good time looking at that. Now, one thing that we did on purpose is that we split the scoreboard between virtual-only attendees and then the folks that were in person. The one reason we did that is because we run quite a few CTFs, and we have a few big-hitting teams that I feel like all they do is play CTFs because they come in and just crush them. They actually cleared the scoreboard on day one, and then we had the in-person one with all the in-person challenges to make sure that it was still competitive. I'm going to hand it off to Nop here. We had almost $13,000 in prizes. Juicy here is going to throw out a few more prizes that we have. We had some fantastic sponsors. We had OffSec give us, I think the con in general, gave us 3 OSCPs with 30 days of lab. We had Rostamouse gave us an RTO course along with 4 of his C2 developer courses in C#. Sans gave, he's in computers for a reason. We had Sans sponsor us with a few NetWars continuous prizes. Hack the Box came in with tons of different VIP Plus and Pro Labs. And who am I missing?
0 Point?
Yeah, I talked about Rossmouse 0 Point. So, Hack 5, and then Hack 5 gave us some gift cards to give out. So for us, we love it because they give us stuff. We kind of feel like Robin Hood. We get all these great prizes and then given out to the folks, especially all the college students from ASU and Grand Canyon University. They were there. They got hooked up with some prizes to kind of better their craft as they entered the workforce. So without further ado, I'll let Nop announce who the winners were.
Sure. So before I do that, like one of the great things that we do is just like we love the community, right? We love seeing the players, both like what Pony was talking about, a lot of the repeat players online, virtual, but getting to know the teams and seeing everyone come up, especially like with the Rubik's Cube, Mike's helped so many people, and just having those conversations, and then it's really awesome to like help those people solve those challenges as they come along and see them play. So without further ado, I will open it up. So for the virtual side, we'll go first. EPT took first place, followed by Deja Vu in second, and then Straw Hacks in third.
And all 3 of those teams cleared the board, so that was all virtual teams cleared every challenge.
It was crazy. Did only one team do it on the first day?
One team on the first day, I believe. Yeah.
But yeah, early on, or on the second day, they were able to clear. So the in-person, though, we had first place, Subterranean Satellite, second, Log for Bear, third, Hey Marketers. I don't know. I always love just seeing everyone in person, just at the, hunched over the laptops, just cranking away at the computer there. Hopefully, getting breaks, taking in the sites, getting some talks. But online, we had 306 registered users, 167 teams, 515 IP addresses, 89 challenges. For in-person, we had the Rubik's Cube, we had the scavenger hunt, a few other things. So we had 95 challenges. We had 138 in-person players with 43 teams and 225 IP addresses. So, cut over for virtual. So just the whole top 10 here, or top 9 that we got here. So you can see here. So the virtual coming in fourth is Cosmos, followed by Neutrino Cannon. We've heard them before. We figured they would place better, but it was, we're glad they placed. Wolf Packets, followed by, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Russian. And then Shadow Brokers and Thundercats. So, in person though, this is kind of what I enjoyed, seeing everyone out here. So, a lot of good names. I appreciate that creativity. So again, we just want to thank everyone out there for coming out and playing. We want to thank CactusCon for having us. Hopefully, we can come back next year and host another CTF. So this is, I don't know, kind of a pilgrimage for all of us. We enjoy coming out here. We enjoyed doing it virtual last time. We enjoyed doing this hybrid. So hopefully next time we're definitely looking forward to coming back. We also want to thank a number of folks that aren't here right now. So we both, for handling the virtual boards, we had Rayhan and Cone Virus, Snipe, Goshen. Ash was here for a little bit. She took off. And then, of course, our sponsors again. So thank you all for having us. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for playing.
In our grand tradition of giveaways, I want to invite Rachel up to talk a little bit about the career village that's not hiring, the hiring village. It's not a career, a scavenger hunt.
Yes, I'm Dana White.
Oh, and
Dana
helper,
White.
and there's a helper, so
Yes.
plot twist.
So what's the difference between a career village and a hiring village? Hiring village, you can get a job. There's definitely some of the volunteers knew about jobs, that kind of thing, but we were really focusing on the skills process, right? So we did mock interviews, we reviewed resumes, we talked about career paths, those types of things, and really honored to have about just close to 24 volunteers that spent either a couple of hours or the whole day. Several people spent 2 days. We had a CEO come in and spend 2 full days and give all of his time to share his knowledge. So awesome. And we wanted to be sure to thank everyone for making that leap to come out in this condition that we're in now. And we did that with, these treasure hunts, scavenger hunts. And we're giving away 2 $100 gift cards. We have our Dana White here. This is very, very official, if you notice. Yeah.
Looks Elisa Hausler?
Lisa? Yeah! Fingers crossed.
Taiman Sin?
Actually, I want to, so you might have noticed the helium balloons. We have, I think, 3 sets of them in the back. They're in a white bag. So if you have, kids or family, please take those balloons with you. You're welcome to have them. They'll last probably a month. So, a little entertainment there.
All right, so thank you, everyone. Thanks for that, of course. Round of applause again. I was going to say, in our grand tradition of giveaways, if someone left their water bottle here, you've got about 20 minutes before someone gives it away. Also, this really interesting Buffalo Trace mask, if this is yours, please feel free to collect it afterwards. We can share it. It's kind of like, I thought it was lingerie for a second. I was like, what just happened here? Did I miss this? Did we stream it? All right. So before we get to giveaways, I always like to talk about the money. This is a nonprofit organization. It's an actual federally government-recognized nonprofit. This year, between actual sponsors and the community, again, this is people who just donated cash. We were a little bit over $90,000 in that sort of earnings, I guess, right? Donations. So you might ask yourself, where does that all go? Where do we do with $90,000? Because it seems like a lot. About half of it this year went into AV, right? To be able to stream and all of the things that kind of come along with managing the actual event and the conference. The largest portion of spending was here. The next biggest one, of course, is the venue. The venue we have to book it out several years sort of in advance, or we typically make a contract to keep the dates that we want to have. And the rest were split between things like the swag, the t-shirts, the lanyards, the masks, all the things we bought for the event. The art and the print is sort of a portion of it here. There's some operational piece. We've got to pay to have people come out. We've got to help people who come in from out of state. This is a part of running a conference. And so we use this so we could keep them here and give them kind of that benefit of being a part of it and invite them out. And then the last bit was legal and accounting, but depending on how the next couple weeks go, that might be larger. So that leaves us with, a little bit over $16,000-ish that sort of sits in the bank. That money actually goes directly into next year's conference. And so when we book the reservation, we pay it over the year so that the last thing we do is we pay off the final balance at the end of the event. And so while it looks like, why do we have all this money sitting around? Just understand that's so we could do this in a way that's responsible from a corporate perspective. When we first ran the conference, we did not figure that out very well. And so we were just literally gambling salaries to determine if we could get enough sponsors as we would pay for the event ahead of time anyways, right? So we think we got that figured out moving forward. With that, that's kind of the end of our closing ceremony. We're going to do our giveaways. It sounds like Christine disappeared, so I'd like to introduce you the new Christine for today's evening. I know.
You want to go by prize?
Yeah, we'll go by prize. We'll start with prize, and we'll go from there. Start with the book? Okay, we're going to start with the book only because it's the only thing I have physically here. And so the person who has won the book is, let go, ticket 530-8418. 530-8418. Yeah! Well, let me see let's validate this here. Hold it up in the light. Is it okay? Congratulations. All right. So we have a Sans NetWars subscription, it sounds like, continuous subscription. Yeah, so if you're into the Sans NetWars and you want to be a part of that, we're going to give that away. That is not here, so you have to give your information to Mike, and we'll get a hold of you after the conference to sort of give you your voucher as it was. And that is 530-8455. The next thing I'll do is I'll give away one of the signed copies of Alan Liska's ransomware book, and that will go to 530-8407. 530-8407. Yeah. Ransomware book. Oh, sorry, my bad. All right, we'll do the offensive security PWK 60-day voucher next. So if this is you, you would be 530-8447. That's 530-8447. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Okay. Next up, I got 4 more copies of the autographed book here, and so 530-8473. 8473. These are all going to be booked. 530-8452. 530-8452. It's not you, Skylar. last call, 530-8452. Going once, going twice, you fail. Okay. 530-8444. Yeah. We have 2 more books to give away? Okay. 5 books total. All right, I'm going to pull both of the books at the same time so you can see that I am not picking people. Okay. 530 for both of them. 8468 and 8470. Are you 68 or 70? 68, that's you. And 70, perfect. Okay, so with that, the last thing we do in CactusCon closing as our time-honored tradition is this is your chance to ask us questions and get answers. Usually what I'd like to ask you first and foremost is what did we miss, right? We try every year to improve. We're trying every year to continue to offer interesting things to people. I mean, obviously with the pandemic, we had to make some concessions. We do plan on reintroducing CactusCon Kids as soon as the pandemic allows. We are looking to have the hardware badges and hardware hacking next year. But apart from that, like what would you say you want to add? Any features, questions, comments about CactusCon? Now is your last chance before we drink. Which means you're holding up.
Talk into the box so that everybody can hear you. Comments?
Come on, I want to check this with somebody.
Come on, you don't have to be. Can you save us from the digital Armageddon? Probably not. I don't think we can stop that from happening.
What's your dates next year?
That is a great question, what our dates are for next year. If my wife was still here, she probably knows. We're working with the convention center to get those solidified, I'll say that. Typically, we'll know within the next couple weeks after the conference. Last year was an interesting one. Like we knew the first 2 because we had those reservations. But because of the pandemic, we moved our contract. We had a 3-year contract out. But I think we're currently negotiating. It'll be around the same time of year for next year. That's what we're shooting for, is to continue to be in this like February, March timeframe. I know that's tough. You had to choose between us and the Renaissance Festival, but that's right now. So that will explain where at least 100 or so of the people were. Yeah. But I mean, why not both, right? Why not both? Any other questions about the conference? Yeah, I like that idea. All right. Okay, so the great thing about the conference being at the Delta is that we have the conference room until midnight tonight. And so if you're staying here at the Delta or you're in the area, we're planning on doing kind of a little bit just hanging out there and figuring out food. You can get booze right from the hotel and then walk them over, and then we'll figure out how to eat after that, right? Some combination. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get food. I mean, we'll probably figure out the food before we drink. I don't know, something like that. So Starlight Lounge, that's probably where we're gonna go hang out for the arena. So they're calling it Starlight Lounge. I think it is called the Starlight Lounge. Oh, room. Starlight Lounge sounds pretty good.
It's not a nightclub yet.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, if we're streaming the bikini lingerie thing going on. So cool. All right, with that, thank you guys, of course.